Why is the stock market gonna crash in September? What's going on, guys? That's what we're gonna be talking about in this video today. I'm gonna give you some reasons why I think it's kind of likely, or it's possible rather, why we could be seeing some headwinds and possibly seeing a pullback in the month of September. Of course, none of this is financial advice at all. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you guys my opinion so you guys can make an informed decision. And then at the end of the video, I'm actually gonna go into detail and talk a little bit about what I am doing, if I'm buying stocks, selling off stocks, whatever the case may be. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I really hope you guys get a ton of value out of this. If you do, all I ask is you smash the thumbs up button. That really helps out the channel. That really helps the channel grow massively. Also, if you wanna see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. If you wanna see a new video from me every single week, as well as my podcast, which I post on Wednesdays. We just upgraded the equipment for that. It actually sounds phenomenal. We have some really big things coming for that podcast really soon. I'm actually just beyond excited for it. Now, I usually like to take a look at your Genie research to kind of check in where overall valuations are at. I did get this website for financial education. That's where I learned about it. But I also like to look into things and do my own research on my own. I'm not someone who's just gonna be buying a stock or selling a stock just because that's what someone else is doing. In this world, I feel like it's important to dig into what you believe in and really go off of that and develop your own opinions. Because at the end of the day, you work hard for your money and it's your money. You shouldn't be making investment decisions based off of what person A is doing or person Y is doing or whatever the case may be. You should be making decisions for your money based off of your own opinions. So I know Jeremy's been saying this a lot. I'm gonna kind of put in my 2 cents here, and hopefully this will clear up a little bit about anything or any scares that anyone has if we're getting close to bubble territory or anything like that. So for the S&P 500 large caps, the average forward PE right now, at the time you're filming this, is 21. Now that's actually not that bad when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. There are definitely still some deals when it comes to these large caps out there. I'm not saying they're significantly overvalued by any means, but I will say that given the average forward PE of 21, that's really not too bad. But I will say a lot of these large caps are a lot closer to being fairly valued as opposed to undervalued. Remember, the name of the game is to buy great companies that are undervalued, not buy great companies that are fairly valued. Take a look at S&P 400 mid caps. At the time of filming this, the forward PE is currently under 17. Under 17. Now that's pretty attractive in my opinion. And to me, that signals that there are definitely some great deals out there in these mid caps to be found. And lastly, this is where I really feel like the deals are right now, the small caps. Current forward PE for S&P 600 small caps are under 16 at the time of me filming this. I'm not sure exactly where they're gonna be when you guys are seeing this, but as of right now, they're under 16. And a lot of these small cap companies have been really beaten down. I mean really beaten down, and for really no reason at all, at least in my opinion. There's some days I wake up and I check the markets and I see some of these small cap companies, they're down 5%, 10%, sometimes more than 10%. And I'll look into the news on this company and I'll try to figure out why that they're down so much, and there's honestly no real news. Now, Jeremy's mentioned that he really thinks over the next 12 months or so that there's gonna be a rotation of money into smaller cap stocks. And I have to say, after looking into this, I agree with him. And here's the way I look at it. I know he's mentioned this as well, but some of these larger cap companies are sitting at fair valuations, while some of these smaller cap companies are severely beaten down. How much lower can some of these stock prices go? Because it's getting to the point where these valuations in some of these small caps are just silly, especially when you take into consideration some of these stocks on my watch list are down 20, 25, 30% for legitimately, like I said before, no reason at all. Some of these companies come out with fantastic earnings. They'll be on revenue, EPS, they'll raise guidance, and the stock price still just goes down. It actually is kind of mind-blowing that this continues to happen. So the more and more I think about it, the harder it is for me to believe that we're not going to see a rotation of money into smaller caps over the next 12 months, 18 months, whatever the case may be. But, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. We are just going to have to wait and see. But I really think it's hard to believe that we are not going to see that rotation of money into smaller cap stocks. On top of that, the month of September is coming up, which seems a little surreal to me. I feel like yesterday we were just in January or February, and now we're all the way in September, and 2021 is 3/4 of the way over, which is kind of mind-boggling. But anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, since 1950, the Dow has seen an average of a 0.8% decline in the month of September, while the S&P has seen an average of a 0.5% decline in the month of September. And if you go all the way back to 1928, the S&P has seen an average of about a 1% decline in the month of September, while the NASDAQ has fallen 0.5% since 1971. Now this happens for a lot of reasons. Some fund managers, they go on vacation, so they sell off of some of their positions that they were thinking about selling off. Others, their fiscal year is ending, so they decide to sell off some of their losses, or otherwise known as tax harvesting, to get that tax credit. There's tons and tons of reasons why this takes place in the month of September. And obviously past performance does not indicate future results, but at the same time, this is something to make note of and to take into consideration, because it's likely that we could see a pullback in the month of September for those reasons I just named, as well as several other reasons, especially because we have over 100 years of data to go off of. And here's the big one, and this has a lot of investors scared, because rotation of money, fine. You buy great companies that are undervalued. Eventually it is going to work out as long as you're doing your full research and you truly believe in that company and where it's going to go over the long term. The month of September, whoop-de-doo. More times than not, the market goes down in the month of September. It always bounces back. Over the long term, the market has always gone up. Also something not to be concerned about. Stocks going down in the short term means more money over the long term. But the third reason, and this is something that people really don't want to hear, and I don't really blame them, it's something I don't really want to hear either, but it's something we gotta talk about, and that third reason is the vid. So I feel like there's this euphoric vibe in the world right now, like everything's open, everything's fine, we have the vaccine, the more people get the vaccine, the more problems are solved, and we can just go back to playing in the mud like pigs like we did back in 2019. But look where cases were last year on August 25th, which is the day I am filming this. There were 40,404 new cases. Fast forward to today, the day I am filming this, 170,722 cases. And if you look at this graph, the chart is basically going up in a straight line over the past couple of months or so. And if you would go back to the point where the world was basically shut down, there were a total between 25,000 and 35,000 cases, plus or minus, a day. That is about 6 times less than the number of cases we are seeing on a daily basis right now. On top of that, there's these new variants out there. There's the Delta variant, which everyone has heard about, but there's also the Lambda variant, which is apparently immune to the vaccine, which I don't know how that's going to play out. That's way above my pay grade. My job is just inform you guys of what's going on in the market. But there are a lot of unknowns ahead, to say the least, in my personal opinion. Now, I want to go back to August 25th numbers, and this is just speculation. I'm not a psychic or anything else like that, or else I would be telling you when the vid was going to be over and when everything would be going back to normal, and I'd probably have a video getting millions and millions of views, all right? But August 25th numbers last year, like I already said, 40,404 cases. In January, during prime cold and flu season, cases got up to over 208,000 a day. And we're already at over 170,000 cases a day. Now imagine if vid cases were to 6x and follow, I guess, that same trend as we saw last year, which I don't even know if that's possible, but imagine if that were to happen. That would mean we're seeing over 1 million cases a day, which seems insane, but hey, my job is to just throw out those situations and kind of give you guys food for thought. Imagine if that happens. What's going to happen? Is the economy going to shut down? Are we going to be on lockdown again? I literally have no idea, but I'm just throwing out the possibility of that because it is scaring a lot of investors. So again, I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm just throwing out different scenarios and different possibilities. In 3 months, we could fast forward and everything could be open, the vid could be dead, and we could be singing and dancing like they did in The Wizard of Oz when the house fell on the Wicked Witch of the West. Or we could fast forward in 3 months and we could be doing Zoom calls for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and maybe even New Year's. We'll have a toast of champagne over Zoom like we did back in the day. I don't know. And to end this video, I really want to talk about what I'm doing in the markets, what I'm doing with my money. Am I buying stocks heavily? Am I selling off my stocks? What am I doing? And yes, I have pulled all my money out of the stock market and I have put it all into Dogecoin because it's going to the moon. Okay, no, on a serious note, what I am doing right now is I'm going back through the companies I own and not re-looking into them completely, but I'm kind of brushing up on the balance sheet, brushing up on the finances, and just making sure that every company I own has enough cash to get through a potential lockdown. I'm trying to figure out how confident am I that this company has enough cash to get by for 3 months, 6 months, however long a potential lockdown would last, if that were to happen. I'm thinking worst case scenario, because as I've said in so many different videos, I always try to think worst case scenario because anything that works out above that is a bonus. I also like to really invest in profitable companies. I'm not a huge fan of investing in unprofitable companies, and if I do, I have to see the path to profitability. I can't invest in a company that's not going to be profitable for, say, like 10 years or something like that. I have to see the path to profitability. So what I would do is, if I own a company that's not profitable, can I see them being profitable over the next 12 to 18 months or so? And if not, maybe that's a position I would consider cutting, especially if the world were to shut down, let's say. As for in terms of what I'm doing, I'm not buying too many stocks right now. I put a good amount of money into the market, and I'm kind of set with my positions, I would say. And I'm really trying to build up cash levels right now. And I'm also trying to put money into my own business ventures, which I'm gonna talk about in probably the next video you guys are seeing. But I'm not buying too many stocks right now because small caps have been a deal for quite a while now, and I've been buying very heavily on these dips. I'm very satisfied with my positions, and I don't feel like I need to be putting too much money into the market right now because I don't know how much lower these small caps are gonna go. I'd much rather build up my cash levels just in case we do see a lockdown and these small caps somehow go even lower. And remember, it's very important to keep some cash around. I know some people say cash is trash, and I can see that point of view, I really can. But when you have cash around, you're in a position of power. There's no worse feeling than being all in the market and seeing that market go down, 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 because then you're at the mercy of the market. I sleep very, very well at night knowing that if any stock I own goes down 10% and it's a great company and it's a company I believe in, I can continue to buy that company that day when it's down 10% and pick up shares for cheaper. And I want to end this video with a little bit of a mindset thing here. Look at the S&P 500. Where has this chart gone over time? Up. And it hasn't been a straight line to get there. No, by no means at all. There's been dips and recessions along the way. From 1984 to 2021, there have been so many dips and buying opportunities. Look at Amazon, same exact thing. There have been tons of dips, buying opportunities along the way, lots of ups, lots and downs on its path to its current valuation. Same thing with Apple. Many dips along the way, many buying opportunities, many times the sky was falling, many times there wasn't a euphoric vibe around the company. But look at where these valuations, stock prices, indexes, whatever you want to call them, look at where they went over time. Up. Be patient. Warren Buffett said it best. The stock market is the device that transfers money from the impatient to the patient. Don't panic sell. Don't get caught up in all the noise. Buy great companies that you believe in that are undervalued and just play your game. Because you don't want to do something that maybe sell off a position or give up or whatever the case may be. You don't want to do something that you're going to regret down the line in a couple of years. Trust me on that one. Saying that, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you got any value out of it, again, please drop a like on the video. That really does help out my channel. That really helps my channel grow massively. Also, remember to subscribe if you want to see new videos from me every single week, as well as the podcast, which I post on Wednesdays. We have some really big things coming up for this channel, and I just feel like it's really going to take off really, really soon, and I am just beyond excited for what is coming. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in next week's video.